The strategy that I'm about to show you is literally so simple and so stupid that it has made me over $8 million, and I'm basically a high school dropout. By the end of the video, I'm going to show you not only real-time examples of this strategy, but I'm gonna give you the full strategy, give you access to my custom coded indicator that costed me over $30,000 for completely free, and you'll know exactly how to trade every single day with my 1-minute strategy, the most simple and most stupid strategy that I have ever created. But without further ado, let's get right into it. First of all, we're gonna head over to tradingview.com. It's completely free, you don't need to pay anything, and we're gonna launch super charts. Now we're only gonna be using one indicator for the full strategy. I know a lot of people say don't use indicators, don't use news, don't use this and that, but I'm not everyone, and like I said, I'm here to help you. I'm here to change the way you look at trading. I'm here to make it stupid and simple. And unlike everybody else, I paid somebody $30,000 so they could code an indicator that literally followed the rules. So instead of me having to do it with my eyes, I can do it like a robot. And it's gonna show me my protected highs and protected lows getting taken out automatically. And you can use it for completely free. It's called the 3M structure indicator. It's free. It even says it right here. It's custom coded on TradingView. All you gotta do to gain access to it is just head over to the first link in the description. You'll just input your email and it'll send you the access link to your email for completely free. Now that you have it to your chart, we're gonna enable the bullish 3M wicks and enable the bearish 3M wicks. We're gonna change the color of the line because when you get it, it's blue and it's really thick. It's kind of ugly, but whatever. I told my quant to not have it like that, but he has it like that. And we're gonna put this one, instead of having it at 2, we're gonna set it to 1. Then we're gonna save that. Now for time frames, we're gonna keep it fairly simple. Like I said, it's literally the name of the strategy. We're only gonna be using the 4-hour, 1-hour, and the 15-minute, and of course the 1-minute. And to just keep it simple for you guys, bias just means whether we're taking longs or sells. So let's say, for an example, the 4-hour, 1-hour, and the 15-minute are all bullish, then we're gonna be looking for buys. Now on the other hand, if they're all bearish, we're gonna be looking for sells. And to make your life simple, just head over right here and favor all the time frames that we're gonna be using. In this case, it's gonna be the 1-minute, 15-minute, 1-hour, and the 4-hour. Now the next step is going to be looking for your bias or coming up with our bias. And when it comes to coming up with a bias, we need all of our time frames to either all be bullish with breaks to the upside. In this case here is breaking up, but our last break is a breakdown. So the 4-hour would be bearish, or we would need all of our time frames to be bearish, breaking down. So now that we know that the 4-hour is bearish because it's breaking down, we can step down to our time frames and check for the exact same thing. So now the next step is going to be looking at the 1-hour, making sure that it's bearish, then looking at the 15-minute, making sure that it's bearish, and then stepping down to the 1-minute to make sure that it's bearish, but also to look for our entry confirmation. So now that we're in the 1-hour, we can clearly see that same thing as what was happening with the 4-hour. We had breaks to the upside, break to the upside, but our latest break is a break to the downside. Now I want you guys to keep in mind that this whole time, even though the 2-hour had already broken down, we were not looking for entries just yet. Why? Because the 4-hour just broke down right now, as we saw before. So we had to wait for everything to be aligned, because if we had not, we saw that the 4-hour was breaking up still. And I've been using this strategy for the last 4 years, so I know that if all the time frames are not aligned, you're just gonna end up with a lot of choppy markets and a lot of break-evens and losses. So now that we know that the 1-hour is bearish, we can step down to the 15-minute and look for the exact same thing. And like I said, the strategy is simple and stupid, but it works. Now last but not least, we're in the 15-minute. We can clearly see that the 15-minute is breaking down, equaling a bearish bias. Why? Because all of our time frames combined, the 4-hour, the 1-hour, and the 15-minute are all bearish with breaks to the downside, meaning that we're gonna be looking for sells. Okay, now that we're in the 1-minute, I want you guys to guess exactly what we're gonna be doing. And yes, if you said that we're gonna be doing the exact same thing, which is looking for bearish breaks because we're gonna be looking for sells, then you were right. But there's a couple of rules that are gonna make it so you're either gonna be losing a bunch and have a really bad win rate, which if you're trading funded accounts, which you should if you don't have a lot of money, that's gonna make a difference. So first of all, we're only gonna be entering the first break out of the chain of breaks. What does that mean? That means that in this case right here, because this is the second break, we would have not entered. But instead, we would have entered this first break. We would not enter the third break or the fourth break. We would wait for a reset, which happened here, and then we would have entered right here. In this case, it would have been a loss, but that being a loss doesn't mean that it's not a valid setup. So this would have been a loss, yes. Now in this case, we've had a reset, so we're gonna put our order right here a little bit lower because we want to see some sort of momentum, and we're gonna put our stop loss at the protected high. And lo and behold, we are tapped in. Now let's see what happens. And like I keep on saying, you just let the chart do its thing. And that's easy money right there. Now, before we keep on going, I just want to ask you guys to please hit the like, hit the sub, and comment if you're really liking this. And if you think that you're a struggling trader that would need some extra help, I'm not here to charge you a penny. I'm just here to tell you that in the same link that you can claim the indicator that I showed you, I also give you my full course on how I use this indicator and how I've come up with my strategies. So not only do I show you my full strategy, the one that I have used for the last 8 years to make over 8 figures, but also I show you how to create your own with my concepts and with the way I look at the market. But let's get back into the charts. So now clearly, we just hit a crazy trade right there. And I'm gonna show you guys more. And at the end of the video, of course, I'm going to show you the journal of my trades over the last 30 days using this strategy to show you guys that it actually does work. So here you go. Now that we have been taken out right here, we can look for another entry. In this case though, we're gonna need a reset. Why? Because clearly we already had the entry right there and we're not gonna be entering late. So let's just wait. Still breaking down. So lo and behold, we get our entry once again. Stop loss above the protected high. TP right there. Let's see what happens. And let's just let the chart do the movement. Okay, for this one, that's a loss. That's completely fine. Now we wait for a reset. Okay, we're gonna break right here, giving us another entry. Set our order. Stop loss above that protected high. Set our take profit. Simple, stupid, boring, but it works. And that's the strategy.